him. I believe it was last week, had some really epic matchups. Definitely be sure to go back and watch those VODs. And we'll see what we can get here today. We've got everyone in. Everyone should be getting warmed up. Again, this map, no secret at this point. Even teams that were not used to it coming into the season have had plenty of opportunity to practice. We'll see where they are. As we, again, halfway point of the season, this week going to be a big measuring stick for a lot of teams to see where they are and how they've progressed. Looks like both teams are ready, and we'll be getting started here shortly. All right, staring down the nice blue waterfall. Here is your countdown. 3, 2, 1. Man, it's game time, baby. Connex 5 jumping into week 5 of UTPL Season 3. So this is the second match of the day. I'll be bringing you matches 2 and 3. Dusik brought you match 1. He'll be jumping in again for match 4, so don't go anywhere once I'm done. But this is going to be a fast and furious one. We're here on Nitro. Relatively small, kind of confined map with some open areas in mid, so should be a high-scoring affair. Kind of a scramble in this map. You really have to get used to playing this one. Webmaster, the nice patience with the combo, and then tracking him in midair. Finishes him off. So up top here, and this is going to be a key area like we talked about. You've got sniper rifles up top. Webmaster and Uzi really wanting to hold that area. You have so much access to the map from up there. Then you got Shield Belt coming up any second now. There's a big fight over it. 3 LATAM players running in to try to take control. You see Matt sitting on it. Oh, eats a huge combo. Seth Dackham sneaking in and neutralizing that power-up. It's a great job by Seth, and he gets the kill. So despite running in 1 versus 3, not able to take the power-up, but does neutralize it. That's just as effective. Do keep in mind, though, damage amp up here coming up soon as well. You can see MOW trying to sneak players around the back side by the rockets. LATAM has no presence up there. They're all across the map. We do have 100 armor spawning in 2 seconds, but it looks like they're more or less going to concede that amp. Seth grabs it, but only has Enforcer. You can look at him looking for that keg. Keg is already gone. At this point, just looking for any kind of weapon. He grabs that flak. Oh, he misses the jump up to Vials, and now he's stuck down mid with Flak, who juices him with that flak cannon. Now Matt's going to have some armor and an amp, trying to take control of that top area. You can see the belt spawns in 5 seconds. He may just decide, no, he's going to go up top and try to knock him off. And he does, and that gets a sniper rifle for himself. And he misses the jump as well, so some tough movement going on so far. Not easy with high ping, to be fair. Fabo does manage, you can see, to grab that shield belt. We'll go on board with Fabo, see what he decides to do. We've still got a whole other cycle of pickups before that next damage amp. So amp and keg spawning in 40, belt at about the same time. Not unusual in this map, though, to see teams decide to still go for the belt first and fight over that. Amp is just a little bit out of the way, so we'll see what they decide to do. Oh, Chris Powa kills himself. I don't know what happened there. You saw rockets come out on Fabo. You saw like 3 deaths all at once. Just a pile of bodies stacked up there. But Fabo now up top with the sniper rifle. This is where LATAM wants to be. Seth runs in, playing Disruptor again, spoiling their ability to control that power-up. You do have the belt spawning any second. Uzi actually snuck around the back, took the amp, got a kill, or his team got a kill, I should say, on Matt. They're pushing through to see. They do challenge that belt, but it looks like they weren't able to grab it. I think Chris Power got it, but they neutralized it a bit. So a pretty big push there by MOW, able to come up through that lift on the rocket side, sneak over to amp, take that, do some damage. Uzi still has it somehow. Krytek kills himself on him, so the amp might have a couple of seconds left, but it's pretty much expired. Next major power-up will be this 100 armor vest off in the corner. Let's back up and see who decides to get in position for it. Looks like fast breaks over. Matt's down below. Matt looks like he's been roaming around, kind of power-up hawking. Just roaming around to help whatever power-ups, whatever items are spawning soon. And that's actually a smart play there. You saw him grabbing that 100 and then going straight up top. That's going to be the easiest and safest way to help with anything else that spawns. It doesn't matter if you're getting the amp, if you're getting the shield belt. Oh, nice flak ball from below to knock Webmaster off of that belt. speaking of, you do have 3 MOW players around it. 2-on-2 now. Oh, and they wiped them out. LATAM doing great work there. You did see Fabo take it. Now Fabo's got an opportunity here to get a nice amp run in with that shield belt. Going after the weak player, but amp should be up now and has perfect timing of it. Now the question is that sniper rifle up? That would be a big opportunity here for LATAM to crack this one wide open if he can get a couple of kills here, to see how hard it is to avoid. Once somebody has that amp sniper in mid, there's just nowhere to run. And you see them the double up now, and LATAM on a roll at this point. Still lots of time left in this one though, so definitely don't want to slow down at this point. You do see shield belt spawning in a few seconds. Uzi up top, but Seth sneaking out from below. Big rocket by Seth. Another one on Chris. And Seth right now on a roll. If he can get one more shot. Okay, not going to be able to take out Matt in time, but does a ton of damage. And a pretty good trade there for MOW, all things considered. They lost control of the belt, but they neutralized. They got a couple of kills in the process. If they could do that just 2 seconds earlier, they would have gotten the kills and the power-up. And I think that's really been the difference maker here, is they've just been reacting just a little bit as opposed to being proactive with taking control of these rooms. This is a map where if you get to the power-ups early, you can kind of lock the other team out. Meanwhile, we do have Amp spawning up here soon. You got Crytek all by his lonesome. Amp is up. Uzi and Fast Break shooting down at... Oh, you got Matt behind. Matt's got a shock rifle and some armor. If he can grab this could be trouble for MOW. They've done a pretty solid job of trying to minimize the damage from power-ups whenever LATAM does control them. But all it's going to take is a couple of Amp sniper rifle runs. Someone going nuts, getting a multi-kill, ultra-kill, and just... Not only does that give you a big boost of points, but just such a morale killer. Oh, Seth defending himself again. Seth, that must be said, has been doing a great job. Often with no cover, trying to disrupt the power-ups. There's another kill. He's actually on a killing spree. And, I mean, I dare say, like, some of that disruption is really the only reason it's as close as it is. LATAM has had some great opportunities combining armors and damage amps. But Seth in particular, and some of the other folks on MOW as well, done a great job of just trying to minimize that, trying to you know, kind of only give up as much as they have to. Unfortunately, though, we're getting to about the halfway point of this map. And it's not out of reach for MOW. They've kind of slowed things down a bit, but they're going to have to establish themselves somewhere. And I think this is a point, one of the hardest things to do, I think, as a team deathmatch team, as you kind of grow as a team, is not only to develop favorite strategies and favorite, you know, positioning and routes and all of that, but also second favorite, in other words, backup plans. Because it's one thing when it works, right? When you do exactly what you plan on doing, everything goes according to plan, and you can see Seth here, the old hiding in the amp box trick. Basically, haunted housing LATAM right there, but ends up going down. That was a nice monster closet move by Seth. I like it, but doesn't work out. Seth has the amp sniper, or excuse me, Matt has the amp sniper rifle now off of him. Patient play, and again, you can see him roaming around. It feels like LATAM now are just in a groove of rotating around with each other. They're not necessarily holding one or two positions so much as just kind of swarming different sections of the map. Flak balls arcing up there. So important, actually. It's something we kind of take for granted. You know, it's not going to really give you a whole lot of highlight reel kills. Nice combo there by Crytek to defend himself against a wave of MOW players. But arcing those flak balls up and over ledges like that, you know, it's really obvious, especially down by that shield belt when you have players up top. You can do a ton of damage that way. And it takes some practice. But we've already seen quite a few key kills. Either on the shield belt or maybe up from the shield belt towards that high sniper area. We do have 100 armor taken. Amp spawns any second. Let's head over to Amp. Nobody waiting on it inside the box this time. But we do have Crytek with it and a little bit of armor and a sniper rifle, trying to really put this one out of reach. MOW has stayed right at that 20 to 25 frag deficit for about 5 minutes now, so able to stabilize things a bit, kind of draw even-ish the last few minutes or so, but gonna need to be able to find a way to turn it around and really need to find a way to control these power-ups. I think that's been the biggest difference so far. We'll take a look at the scoreboard after this Amp winds down. Oh, going for the mid-air rocket. Oh, actually gets the splash damage. So, okay, Seth not quite getting his highlight reel kill that he wanted, but still gets the kill, pulling almost down to a 20 frag lead. See, a huge game by Matt so far, both damage-wise and efficiency-wise. And look at that difference. The amp time, the shield belts, the 100 armors. LATAM right now just dominating the power-ups. Not even a massive difference in damage. Really, I think you're looking at power-ups. And it's all about on a map like this kind of comfort, because again, it's not a map where it's so easy to say, okay, you put 2 people here, you put 1 person here, you put 1 person here, and then you just play. It's a little more nebulous than that. And so that's really something that I think MOW can work on. I mean, like I say, it's difficult to come up with one good strategy on a map like this. Having a backup plan and being able to adjust over to it on the fly like that. One of the biggest hurdles to really taking the next step as a TDM team. But we have seen them, again, pull within 20 now. They've kind of eaten into this lead over time. Seth Dackham with an amp run. This might be the first clean grab. Well, I'll say clean. Didn't have any weapons and got taken out immediately. But MOW just had a tough time getting any clean amp grabs. They've killed the amp carrier a couple of times. They've been able to get a couple kills with it that way. That's a strategy that can certainly work, but this is the amp run we're looking for. Crytek here, 2 quick kills. Looks like he's going to get a 3rd, maybe even a 4th. Now his teammate takes care of it. And back up to a 23 frag lead, and I think that is the momentum shift that'll probably seal the deal. We'll watch Crytek roaming around the center of the map. Stick with him. We do have a belt spawning soon. We actually ended up right in that room. MOW taking control of the room. Heading up top. And oh, gets sniped down by Matt. Matt, just everything he throws out working right now. Only got 14 HP, but you can see LATAM just swooping through in the nick of time. And that's really all about timing. I mean, when you see a team roaming around and they're showing up to power-ups, you know, with just the right timing, like, that's not a coincidence. That's not luck, right? That's timing and coordination. That's something that takes a lot of practice to really get down. 100 armor popping. So is Amp. We'll head over to the damage amp right now. See who's in position. Seth Dackham, again, really being the only MOW player that's been consistently around these power-ups when they spawn. And I think that's kind of been the problem that they don't have a solution for yet. Especially with something like Amp. Like, if you want to control the area and you want to grab it off the spawn, that's one thing. If you want to sit back, maybe concede the grab and try to defend against it, that's another. And nice job timing the keg there as well. Webfaster actually going on a killing spree, almost a cover spree there, using Seth as a, you know, as a meat shield. Or maybe just a distraction. That's bait, right? Anyway, worked out there and pulling back within 19. So, I mean, if you look at the opening few minutes of this game, it was all LATAM, and that's where they really jumped out to a big lead, anywhere from, you know, 15 to 25, really, really fast. Since then, MOW have drawn more or less even, so definitely kind of cleaned up their game a little bit. It doesn't look like they're going to have enough time to truly stage a comeback here. But if they want to look at whatever adjustments they made, when look at the difference between the first third of the game or so and then the second, you know, and obviously thirds, you know, they can definitely pull some useful info from that. Ooh, back up to 19. Lots of flak in this map. Again, 2 flak cannons. It's open in mid, but when you get into that 100 armor area, even when you get into the, you know, the amp area, and especially down by that, by the keg down in the basement, lots of room for close range battles. Another clean amp grab by LATAM, and really an opportunity here to put it away for good. still only a 17 frag lead, so I don't know if we would call it a comeback. Maybe, you know, they're definitely fighting back. We'll put it that way. MOW's been chipping into that lead over time. They're going to run out of time here, but, you know, a little bit of momentum here, and that can be important when you're leading into map 2. And we're still a long matchup. Another 4v4, a best of 3 2v2, and 2 best of 3 duels yet to play between these two teams. So, been dancing around that 15 to 20 frag lead now for probably about 10 minutes. Give you another look at that scoreboard. So Webfaster with some pretty nice damage coming out on his side. We saw him going to killing spree earlier. Really the only one that's actually gotten any amount of power-ups. I mean, you see him with 5 vests, 2 belts. Seth Dacom helped neutralize a bunch of those power-ups, but they just really struggle to actually assert any kind of control over them. And you can see the overall counts there. 93 seconds to 163 on the amps, 11 to 2 belts, 18 to 900 armors. And a lot of those hundreds were ones where LATAM wasn't really getting there and like persistently holding the room. They were just running in together as a squad, kind of, you know, deathballing around. And it worked out for them. So we'll see if that same strategy applies to map 2. We'll see what map they're even playing. In the end, it ended up being, what, a 17 frag differential there. So again, not out of reach of MOW. They whittled their way back in. I think it was up to maybe 25, 27 at max, kind of around the 1/3 point, and slowly fought their way back in, but just ran out of time. We'll see if they can turn that around on this map. I'm going to guess this is MOW's map pick just from my experience with these two teams. And this is a much more open, or excuse me, a much bigger, more spread out map. So this is a map where if you want to slow it down, you want to make it less of a scrum, of like a bar fight, just a messy brawl, this is a good map to pick. This one can be much more position oriented. This isn't a map where you can necessarily just roam around and cover the whole map because it's so big. You're gonna miss things. You can't control weapons by doing that. So this is one where LATAM will have to split their resources up. They'll have to decide responsibilities a little more discreetly, a little bit, you know, more separation in their roles, I suppose. So this map requires a totally different strategy and skill set. We'll see if that comes into play here. I think more than anything, I don't necessarily think there's a counter pick so much as I think it'll illustrate different play styles and how well they can translate over. So would not be surprised to see a completely different story on this map. That said, LATAM, of course, displaying plenty of fragging ability across all maps in previous matches. So while I don't think that this necessarily plays into their play style, definitely wouldn't be surprised to see either team take this one. All right, doesn't look like we had any roster changes between these two teams. Same players sticking in here. And of course, for a couple of these folks, they'll have to stick around for a 2v2 and duel afterwards. We'll see what happens there. 5 total points on the board in each of these matchups. Keep in mind, each of these 4v4 maps worth 1 point for our rankings. The best of 3 2v2 worth another, and each best of 3 duel as well. So if you take a look at UTProLeague.com website and you're looking at those rankings, that is how you get there. Each team plays each other team 1 time. 5 total points available between each matchup. And that's how we end up with the rankings that we've got. All right, players are all readied up. Here comes your countdown, 3, 2, 1, and it's game time, baby. Connex 5 bringing in map 2. in this Week 5 matchup, LATAM versus MOW. We just saw LATAM jumping all over MOW in the opening minutes on Nitro. MOW finally stopped the bleeding and kind of slowly fought their way back into it. By the end, it was only a 17 frag lead, but still kind of a comfortable win, if you will, by LATAM. We'll see what MOW can answer back with, if they can maybe turn the momentum around. They certainly won, if you will. They kind of had the better net the last half of the last match, so you know, maybe some momentum to carry from there, some inertia. This is, I think, a map that plays much more into their play style. We'll see if they can spin that in their favor. Belt's gonna spawn any second. We're gonna head over to it. Oh, you can see LATAM getting ahead of the shield belt by a good 10-15 seconds, way ahead of schedule. Oh, and it might cost them. There it goes. Seth running in, much like we saw him do throughout Nitro. Jumping in, linking players down, ends up grabbing the power-up, goes down, but not before both stealing it and getting damage. Now, the one thing I'll notice, or that I'll make notice of, is that check out the player counts whenever they do challenge that belt. So, LATAM got there very early. MOW was able to sneak in and steal it, but Seth was still relatively alone. We're going to see if they decide to put more resources down towards those power-ups. Meanwhile, Seth also scoops up the amp just right on top of the power-ups all matchup. And what you'll notice right there, MOW putting a lot of emphasis on controlling that sniper ledge up top. I think that's going to be critical. It's opposite side from the 100 armor, so they are going to give up some access to the armors. Oh, goes down in a heap to that link gun. It's such a tight area on the sides there. There's little hallways and angles where you can eat all sorts of damage. Seth again running down for that belt. He's going to go down. This time Matt gets it in just the nick of time and takes no damage, so we'll see what he can do with it. Amp not spawning anytime soon. Really no power-up spawning anytime soon. We'll take a quick look at the opening scoreboard. Slightly more damage for LATAM. Only 7 more damage, so pretty much dead even. Split on that first amp run. Split the first pickup, so much more even opener to this one. And of course, only a 2 frag difference. So Amp and Belt spawn at the same time. They'll have to split their resources or at least make a decision here. I actually want to go up to Amp right now early. Remember, we had MOW really wanting to control the top area of this map. LATAM, a very sniper-heavy team. You don't want to let them just hold this area and distribute that gun to every single player. So I actually really like that decision. It looks like they're putting a ton of emphasis. They might even be sort of conceding the belt. Fabo was able to take it. Oh, the rockets come down. They do get the kill on the amp runner. He goes down as well. And Chris Power able to get the amp off of 2 kills and eats goo from fast break. So the amp right now just cursed. Everyone who grabs it goes down. Fabo takes fast breakdown. Crytek's got it. He finally pulls out a kill with the amp. Has a couple of shots downrange. 2 MOW players in his sights. Pulls out the rockets on Seth, and that's going to give them the first significant lead of the game. And one thing to keep an eye on is that 100 armor. The way MOW is playing, they're going to be vulnerable to giving that up a lot, and that could play into things when you have a nice mid-air flak by Webfaster. Just disintegrates them. We're gonna head down to to Belt rather, and you can see LATAM getting there very early. MOW shows up with 2 players though. Seth gets one, and the other double kill by Seth Dackham. I couldn't tell who even grabbed it, but they did neutralize it. Got the kills, and a big play there, swooping in. Let's head back up to this important sniper rifle room. You can get your back to the wall. You got some vials down there. Of course, the sniper rifle itself. Got more vials down low and a shock. So you can imagine playing against a hit scan heavy team. MOW really wants to control this room, but LATAM, they know their strengths as well, and you can see all rotating through to take over that room. Oh, and the rockets coming from up top by Webfaster. Chris does grab the amp. He's going to be facing down 2 MOW players. Flak doing damage, gets the kill to defend himself, but one shot could take him out if he's not careful. And that's a nice job by Chris of rotating around his teammates, knowing if he has low health, if you're going to drop the amp, you want to drop it around teammates. You want to treat it almost like a flag in CTF. Not getting a ton of shots off here, but does still get a couple couple of kills and kept it away from the enemy team. So a successful amp run there all told to extend that lead, now up to 14. So not as quick of an opening few minutes for LATAM this map. On Nitro, they really jumped out to a huge lead within right about that 5-minute mark, pretty much where we are now. I think they were up by 20 to 25. And the rest of the map, MOW is really just kind of eating away at that, trying to fight their way back in. Smaller deficit at this point, so if MOW can turn it around at the same point here, they certainly have a chance. Got a little bit till the power-up spawn. We'll take another look at the scoreboard. 7-4, already almost twice as many 100 armors. And again, that's gonna be the weakness of a strategy where you're trying to hold that sniper rifle at all costs. Looks like MOW maybe has spread out a bit though. We saw that earlier in the match, having 2 to 3 people around sniper. Don't see that anymore, so it's possible they made an adjustment. We'll see how that works out. Matt was able to grab that amp though, and that's the downside when you don't hold that room at all costs. Oh, and Matt sneaks in and grabs the belt as well, so Matt's gonna have amp and shield belt. No sniper rifle, but he does have link gun. And MOW is charging him, and nobody able to get the kill. That's so dangerous. Charging an amp runner with shield belt to protect himself. He's just getting kill after kill with that amp link, and players are just diving at him. Finally, they take him down, but not before extending that lead up to over 20 as we approach the halfway point. LATAM currently in control. So belt spawns in about 15. We had seen LATAM get there very early. You can see the nice teamwork there to call it out. Oh, each rocket's coming in. MOW getting there out in front of the belt, and this time it's Uzi and Webfaster. So MOW this time doing a much better job at least getting into the fight for the belt. They lose, I think they lost the belt there, but they did get a couple kills, so they actually come out with a positive trade there. And another kill by Webfaster. Down to 35 HP, but he seems to be on a roll with that flak. Actually, you know what? Amp is spawning soon. Let's go up top to Amp. We'll give you a little bit of a view of that. Webfaster with another flat kill. That's why we got the shredded call out there. Everybody on MOW is weak. Seth does grab that amp, but he's going to need some help. Down to a 17 frag lead, and this is kind of what we were seeing last map. At this point in the game, this is where MOW, whatever adjustments they made, maybe they just settled in. Started mounting a comeback, and they ran out of time in map 1. But this time they've got only an 18 frag, 17 frag deficit. Plenty of time to make this happen. Ooh, if they can focus in. We'll get back into that shield belt room. We saw the amp go down. Only a couple seconds left on it. It might have actually expired. 3 LATAM players. Webfaster this time a little bit late. Seth didn't have a weapon to help. So there's a couple of sloppy deaths by MOW. And that kind of comes with experience. You know, everybody wanted to go to the power-up, but nobody was really equipped, and they didn't go in together. So rather than swooping in and taking control like we've seen them do earlier in this game, they gave up 2 quick kills on top of that power-up. And little things like that add up over time. I mean, doing that once isn't the biggest thing, but you do that 3, 4, 5 times in a match, and all of a sudden that's a difference of, 10, 12 kills right there. So more power-ups going to LATAM. We have about 15 seconds till the amp spawns. Nice rockets by Matt. You see him waiting on that 100 armor. He's going to have a little bit, though. Fast break may have him cornered with that shot. He's actually going to back up, maybe help his teammates with securing this amp. We see it spawning with Chris up top, Crytek's down below. And LATAM now definitely taking control of that area of the map, that sniper to amp area. Even with the shock at the bottom, it's going to be so critical for them. Gets a kill, goes down. Uzi able to stand in there and take it back. That shield belt coming in handy there for face checking the amp runner. And there's another opportunity for a kill, so here we go. MOW doing what they need to do here, getting control of that amp, calling out targets, running together with it. And another kill, this time on Chris. Takes it down to a 23 frag lead, so this is looking very, very similar to last map. We saw them stage a comeback slowly towards the end, but they're going to have to accelerate that on this one if they want to actually see if they can fight their way back in. I believe control of the map is sort of slightly flipped in MOW's favor at this stage, but their players are running around with no armor, Not a ton of health. This next belt's going to be up in 5 seconds. This could be a critical one as they try to establish map control, and LATAM tries to knock them off of it. Oh, big kill there. 2 kills. Matt's going to end up with that shield belt and an opportunity to head up towards Amp and maybe go on an Amp run that could close this one out. So Matt's in position. You can see him heading across. The Amp's going to spawn any second. You can see MOW's all over that up top. Matt's going to go up top with the rockets and try to disrupt it. Amp gets taken by Chris, though. So we'll head over to Chris's perspective. A couple of kills there. Oh, another kill. This time by Matt. And that may be the run that puts it away. Up by 31 now. Chris maybe trying to throw Amp and weapons to his teammate. He does go down. Fast break. Won't be able to get that Amp as Crytek right behind him to grab it in the 180. No scope, Doritos, Taco Bell. Not a headshot, but a sniper shot. Does get exactly as much damage as he needs. By the way, none of the aforementioned brands are sponsors. So if they would like to sponsor us and send us lots of money to keep doing these events, by all means, put us in touch. Meanwhile, though, almost a 40 frag lead now. LATAM has really turned it on the last couple minutes. Matt now on a rampage. But take a look. I think he's had a lot of armors in his pocket. Yeah, I mean, you look at 500 armors, 4 belts. Highly efficient game by Matt. Not an insane amount of damage. Just playing very, very efficiently, very smart. And what was back and forth early on really kind of ended up getting broken open in the middle of the game. LATAM really knowing what to do when they take control of the map. So Matt gonna head up top with that belt. Seth ended up actually swooping in with Amp. We'll see if he can find any targets for us. Only 2.5 minutes to go. Might be a little bit late for this. You see him even stopping to share weapons with his teammates. So still got their head in the game here, even though it's out of reach numerically. Remember, they still have a 2v2 to play and 2 duels. So even if you find yourself in a position where one of these maps is out of reach, you don't want to mentally give up because you don't want to let one loss beat you twice. Oh, and Chris goes down to that Enforcer. Actually surprised we haven't seen a ton of Enforcer spam this map. Teams have been sharing weapons very effectively. Matt now going dominating. I guess for the last couple minutes, we can follow Matt around. See what he decides to do if he goes all in there for the belt. Belt already got taken, trying to lock him in. You do have one more Amp run ready. And look at that, up to 137 health. He's going to be up top. Has plenty of ammo. Low on shock, but otherwise should be good. If he wants to grab that Amp and go around with a sniper rifle, he'll be all set. There's another kill. 3 seconds. He's there a little bit early. That could be dangerous. Uzi's just sniping him down from across the way. There he goes. Webfaster actually sneaks in and grabs it. Matt's going to be chasing him down. Has to be careful, though. That Amped Enforcer does a ton of damage. Matt picks it up, but down to 45 HP. And there is the end of his spree. Actually taken out by his teammate. Fabo with the multi-kill. Unfortunately, one of them was Matt, ending his dominating. And with a minute to go, this one's going to be going LATAM's way as well. So 2 points on the board for LATAM. Last power-ups have been taken. We'll take another look at the scoreboard. Given how one-sided this one ended up being, you can kind of imagine how it went. It was actually pretty back and forth, pretty close early on. And MOW did stage another bit of a comeback towards the middle. LATAM really just smacked that down quickly, and in the second half, LATAM took control of the map and just turned it on and started churning out kill after kill. Really knew what to do at that point. So 2 points on the board for LATAM. We got 2v2 coming up next. So stick around, should be getting kicked off here shortly. So I do see Matt in the hub. Could be Matt and Chris Powa going back in for the 2v2s. That would leave Crytek for duels. Again, we've seen a little bit of that back and forth by LATAM. Does Matt play in the 2v2 or duel? Seth Dakem hosting. They're both hosting. It looks like Matt's going to play in the 2v2. So correct me if I'm wrong, Twitch chat, because I know you love doing that. But I think that would mean, would that mean Pulse would be their second dueler? I think that was the case last time, right? Sorry, I'll correct myself on that one. Pulse and Plasma, I always get mixed up. Of course, Pulsa, the old school, not old school, I guess a medium school 2K4 player, cool guy from over in the European CTF scene. And of course, Pulse and Plasma, when you go between Quake and different versions of UT and all that, those words are just like practically synonyms in my head at this point. But I think Plasma was their second dueler last time that Matt played in their 2v2, if I'm not mistaken. I'll just start calling him Link just to be safe. How about that? All right, looks like we're on Cannon for map 1. Always such an intriguing map. Of course, the titular cannon housing that damage amp in the middle of the map can be such a game changer. You can go from someone with, 150 armor, poised to grab that amp, go, sniper out, shock rifle out, whatever the case may be, ready to just do some damage and take control of the match. And then all of a sudden someone smacks that cannon with an enforcer shot. And there you go. That is all erased in an instant. So for anyone who may not be familiar with this map, you can see it pretty small, pretty wide open, lots of sniper and shock rifle in the mid area. You do have armors pretty far off to the side. You got this little bunker housing the belt, 100 armor vest all the way across behind that tiny little wall. So flak, rockets, things like that will definitely come into play in the close range battles around the armors. Amp is on this cannon. When this cannon is green, it is armed. When someone shoots it, that happens. Firing them all the way off the map. There's a couple of ways to save yourself. We'll see if that comes into play. Jump boots in the backside of the map. That's one way to save yourself. There's also a nice little stalactite you can bounce off of if you do it just right. Requires a little bit of luck. What you will sometimes see, though, is players shooting the cannon right before they grab it themselves. There is a cooldown period between the cannon firing and firing again, so you'll see if that comes into play. In any case, players are ready, and we'll be kicking this off right now. All right, here is your countdown. 3, 2, 1, and it's game time, baby. Connex 5 bringing in our 2v2 portion of this matchup. We got Webfaster and Seth Dacom versus Chris Powell and Matt. This would be an interesting one. Webfaster and Seth Dacom both having pretty decent showings in the 4v4 individually, though. LATAM was able to snag both points in that. Matt gonna jump into 2v2s to try to secure another point there. He's been going back and forth between that and being their dueler. See how it works out for them here. Early on, LATAM with the early lead will go on board with Matt. Right as he eats a rocket, everybody in the map has less than 25 health right now. An Enforcer shot will down everyone, so critical moments there. Webfaster beats him to the punch, takes him out before he can get to that health. We're down to a 2-frag lead. We do have that belt spawning soon. Again, the shield belt in particular is in this very close quarters area. Oh, and the kill by Webfaster. And then he goes down. Chris Power with a double kill with the shock rifle. These teams are just duking it out already. Yeah, like we were talking about earlier, these power-ups in particular, very, very close quarters. So what is otherwise a very open sniper shock-heavy map can sometimes be decided by things like big flat primary kills at key times over key pickups. Amp is going to spawn soon. We'll give you a view of that. And that cannon is armed. Oh, and there is the shot. Seth able to grab it, but check out, he has the jump boots. He's trying to save himself, and he just misses. Seth goes for a swim off the high dive and takes the amp with him. So LATAM doing a great job there. The interesting thing about that cannon is if you're not in position, if the other team has total control of the map, you can just be respawning any weapon that fires and hits it will trigger it. So if you fire an Enforcer shot, a single pistol round will trigger that cannon, and just like that can completely erase any power-ups, amp, armor, weapons, whatever the case may be, resetting your opponents to square one. Be a huge control flip. Nice flak ball there by Seth. Getting, seeing LATAM closing in on him. Oh, and he decides to flak himself in the face too. I guess he was curious how it felt. And then feeds Chris another one. Seth right now just going Oprah with the flak balls. You get one, you get one, you get one. Matt got to be careful. Shot primary can knock you off of that staircase and knock you down to your death as well. Ends up taking him out, and Seth right now just being a human turret standing in the middle of the map. Somebody got themselves a large roll of shock tape today. Holding down that button and hitting all of them. So belt and amp will spawn at the same time. We'll keep an eye on those. Matt's in position for the shield belt. You see MOW trying to beat him to it. Matt gets perfect timing, grabs it, escapes somehow, didn't even have a weapon. Webfaster perhaps opting to go around and try to pick up the amp. He's got no health himself. And now if you're Chris, do you go for the kill by the 100 armor? Do you go for this amp? It looks like he's going to go up top. Matt's going to trigger that cannon himself. Covered by Chris, so that was nice coordinated grab there by LATAM. We get away clean. See Matt swimming down in the water. That's such a dangerous place to be. You have very little movement control. You're such a seeing duck. But there's tons of health down there on the map, so it can actually be very important to know when to dive down there. Ooh, almost eats some goo. Oh, there's some link. Oh, he actually protects himself. So Webfaster with a chance to take out the amp runner. Amp is over, but Matt in perfect position, has great timing on that 100 armor. We will swoop around and take a look at the belt. You can see LATAM in perfect position. MOW nowhere to be found. So this could be a pivotal moment here for these teams as LATAM taking control of those power-ups. And MOW maybe losing timing them a little bit. This is going to be critical for them to reestablish and try to get a rhythm back in this map. Not just about taking out those power-ups, but trying to get back into a feel for how they can challenge them in the future. See Matt going on a killing spree of his own. Both players with armor. take a quick look at the scoreboard, and you can see 3 belts to 1, 600 armors to 2. And LATAM doing very much what we saw them do in map 1 on Nitro, just sticking together as a group, moving from one pickup to another, and just constantly trying to fight with the numbers advantage. And that's a smart way to play 2v2. Depending on the situation, you might occasionally... Oh, and he gets blasted off the map. He does have jump boots. He hits the stalactite and bounces himself back on the map. Didn't even need the boots. Does expend them, but a nice save there by Chris. And back in the play, and back from the dead. With a double kill, the zombie kills. Bringing himself back, and a killing spree by Chris. That's a nice job, and really highlights how important it is to control those jump boots. Just gives you one more way to save yourself. So we're past the 5-minute mark on this one. LATAM firmly in control. We've seen them look very comfortable on this map. I'm imagining this was their map pick. Nice goose shot there by Webb Faster to knock him off of that 100 armor vest that will be spawning any second. And yet again, it looks like MOW has just completely lost timing on these pickups. LATAM keeping control of them, even when they're not grabbing them. And that's going to be huge. That information alone is sort of its own form of map control. Belt is up, and that is a clean grab by MOW, so that could be huge. They're, at the very least, they will have timing of it again, so they still might not know exactly when the 100 armor spawns. They should know to the second when Belt will be back. And that can be big strategically, because you don't want to stand on that pickup very long. 2 quick kills by MOW, so Webfaster down to 1 HP. But Seth has a little bit of armor left. If they can churn a few more kills out of this, they could be right back into this one. Amp is up. We're going to follow that fight, but head over. As you can see, Chris Powa rotating around to help out Matt. Matt down to 13 HP. They do circle around on Webb, who only had single-digit health. Seth fighting all alone, and nice job by LATAM there. Not getting singled out. Oh, the rockets just missed. Chris able to get that amp clean. Splash damage from the rockets can trigger the cannon, but no one able to knock him off it. Nice rockets by Webfaster there. Those are actually pretty tricky rockets. When he's not sitting on a ramp or anything, hit him right below his feet, took him out. And amp and 100 armor, and still some time to do some damage with this amp. If they can get over there in time, Belt did get taken by LATAM, and so that's something to keep in mind. When LATAM didn't have control of that amp, they still kept timing, but 3 big shots with that amp. There's a 4th with that amp shock rifle. Tons of damage. Webfaster able to break them right back down despite giving up that power-up, so pretty much an even trade and everyone back to square one. Do have 100 armor vests spawning any second. LATAM, as always, just so good at being in position ahead of time for these power-ups. They're playing very disciplined right now. You see the kill coming out there. We do have Belt spawning in 10 seconds. We'll head over to it. Looks like LATAM, again, Matt, just getting way out in front, and no challenge from MOW. They've really struggled to keep a consistent flow with challenging these power-ups in the hole. And I think that was a difference in TDM, and I think that's been the difference here in 2v2 as well. I should say 4v4 versus 2v2. Kind of consistent issues that they want to work on. They fought their way back into a couple of these matches. They still have time to do it here. They do have an amp up right now. If Seth can manage to take it, you see him firing off the cannon. Oh, that's going to explode him, and amp actually falls down, and Webfaster gets it. So the cannon not playing a factor because he got comboed right off of it. Amp falls down into the drink. Webfaster picks it up, and now he's got a chance. He can get Matt in his face, but only 54 HP. I actually like this move. He's going to meet up with his teammate to 2v1 instead of being baited. That's kind of the smart play. I think that's what you want to do. And now he's got a respawner right in front of him. Amp Lincoln going to take people out. Oh, and Matt, though, with the jump boots. Oh, he doesn't grab the belt. Oh, that could have been an opportunity. Webfaster. Matt jumped in his face with those boots and somehow skirted right around that belt, but ends up picking it up and getting the kill. Back up to an 18 frag lead. We're down to pretty much the last third of this one. It looks like LATAM may have built a big enough lead here to kind of coast and take map 1. So a killing spree there from Matt. Really looking solid. And one thing I like to point out, especially in 2v2s, is keep an eye on that armor. So the next fight, right, as they're running around, LATAM basically has double the health and armor stack. Oh, speaking of which, though, Matt gets knocked off the map. He has jump boots. Does he use them correctly? He does. Saves himself. So we've seen a lot of people getting blasted off the map. There's a big old batch of health vials on that cannon as well. So it's not just when the amp spawns. Oh, Matt takes himself almost all the way down to 35 HP with that combo. Does get the kill. Was it worth? I mean, it was entertaining. So yeah, I think we're on board with it. It's okay. He can scoop up that 100 armor. Again, MOW having trouble getting into a rhythm of challenging it. And I think the back half of this game, so far, all of these pickups have really kind of shifted over squarely into the favor of LATAM. 13-4 Vest is huge on this map. We do have them fighting over this cannon. It's kind of a game of chicken, right? Webfaster triggering that cannon, just daring them to step onto it. Seth can get up there himself if he wants to and try to steal it from in front. This is that dynamic fight that happens on this map, kind of this game of back and forth chicken. Chris grabs it. Oh, and it gets free. They went to shoot him versus trying to shoot the cannon. He actually would have survived it, even a headshot, I think. No jump boots, though, so if they would have triggered the cannon, might have gone down there. Unfortunately for MOW, he gets away clean, gets a kill with that amp. Another nice shot with it as well. Rockets coming out, and they actually trap him. That's a nice body block. They're not going to have any amp time left, but they did take out the amp runner pretty effectively there. So Matt finishing up this map. Oh, with a huge double kill combo. Really getting himself going at the end of this one. Not unlike he did in the 4v4, finishing off. Actually went dominating that game. Almost there this game. Very consistent. Whenever he can just scoop up armor after armor, he can really be deadly. Nothing to slow him down, and he has every weapon at his disposal. No jump boots, so I think he thought about grabbing those vials on the cannon. Doesn't want to give up the instant kill. There's the spawner right in front of another very consistent kill, and Matt maybe going dominating here again. Has that belt in his hands, and he's just scooping up every defensive pickup in the map. With an opportunity to go on an amp run here to close it out. Again, no jump boots, has to be careful. There's the dominating with the combo. And may decide to go after the amp. No, Seth has it. Seth gets blasted. He does have jump boots. Is he going to save himself? He's still a sitting duck, and he does take some damage. So he's going to be on the run, but another nice save there, and he does have jump boots to try to get away. And that's a nice maneuver there by Seth, doubling back up over his opponent. Pretty nice patience there, actually, baiting him forward, jumping back on top of him. Not going to have much opportunity to do much with his amp, but at the very least survives. Oh, and you saw the smiley face there. Matt just booping him with the flak ball. And Matt with 17 kills in a row here. There's another 18 going for the unstoppable. Take a quick look at the scoreboard to just see. And yeah, 35-9. Matt going off this game. Actually more damage by Chris Power, so certainly credit to him as well. Oh, he got him trapped down in the drink. Don't be surprised. Yep, if that's a kill. Nice flak as well. Matt just on a roll. So what do you think, chat? If someone's on a long killing spree, is it bad form to concede? There's the unstoppable. Takes a ton of damage, but gets the double kill. So if MOW conceded here and denied him the capability of getting it to a godlike, would that be uncool? Would that be uncouth? Would that break an unwritten rule of Deathmatch Club? I'll leave it up for the masses to debate. Rockets come in, and they may end it right here. Webfaster steals that belt, and that was huge. Finally, they get in there, and that was really made possible because of the jump boots. Again, jump boots sometimes a bit overlooked when it comes to controlling a map. Oh, Matt trying to defend himself, and he doesn't, and there goes that spree. Webfaster able to end it, and that can be a little bit of a morale boost. Again, this was, I think, LATAM's map pick, I presume. But in any case, it's certainly best of 3. We will have another map coming up after this one. And MOW can kind of reset themselves mentally and get going on that. There we go, match 1, or map 1 rather, going squarely to LATAM. Almost 5k damage for Chris Power. 38 and 12, highly efficient game by Matt. We saw him in the game with almost-ish a godlike. He went past unstoppable, so gives you any idea how the end of the game went. All in LATAM's favor. We will see what happens in map 2, though. I think if you pick maybe a slower, more methodical map, maybe a bigger map, you might see something change. This is certainly one of the more wide-open mids of any map we play in 2v2. I think that definitely plays in LATAM's favor. Sort of the 2v2 equivalent of Nitro, I guess, if you think about it. Power-ups in their tight little quarters. Wide open mid, though, allows them to grab that sniper rifle and go nuts. And here we are on Codex, so not the biggest map in 2v2, but certainly a much more close quarters map. Flak will be huge in this map.
Hail to the king, baby.
If MOW can turn this into a close quarters game, you know, rockets and flak versus maybe close range combos or something, I think they have an opportunity here, but they really absolutely have to get better timing on these power-ups more consistently. This is a map you can absolutely lock down if you've got control and free run over 100 armor, amp, and shield belt. Shield belt's relatively easy to challenge since there's so many ways to get to it from around the map, but you're not going to accidentally pick up that 100 armor vest, especially in 2v2. Most teams will retreat back to this room between shock and 100 armor being there. And even the health packs, like in between fights, they'll often retreat back here and then make a play on amp from it. So definitely critical to have timing there. That's another good point. See the Link gun come out. Link could be another key weapon in this matchup as well, just because of the short to mid-range quarters that a lot of these fights are going to take place in. So keep an eye on that as well. Amp Link runs on this map can be crazy deadly. All right, players are ready. Here's your countdown. 3, 2, 1. And it's game time, baby. Con X5 bringing you map 2. In this best of 3 2v2, we just saw LATAM really running away with map 1. That was on Cannon, though. Wide open map, very much into their playstyle. This will be a little bit more close range. More of a brawl. Nice combos there by Seth. Oh, we're seeing some fights. Oh, nice combo there by Chris. We're seeing some fighting over this 100 armor spawn. Matt comes away with it, only 10 HP. Seth trying to defend himself with the Enforcer, but he's going to have a tough time. And smart play there, pulling out the Stinger. Ends up going down to the Link gun of Matt, but... Or, excuse me, Sniper of Matt. Speaking of Matt Sniper, 2 more in a row there to get another kill. So quick lead by LATAM. And they will perhaps be in position for this belt. But again, this belt is going to be something that's very easy to contest. Oh, back and forth. Players just bouncing each other around. And in the end, Matt comes out alive and with the armor. And there's a quick killing spree to start this match off. Matt has yet to die. We saw him go almost unstoppable in the last one. 10 seconds till the amp spawns, only about 15 till the 100 armor, so wall runners bouncing off each other there. Again, flak is going to be hugely important in this map, just as far as the distance that these fights are going to take place in. Matt misses that jump and ends up backing up and getting the kill because of it. You know, sometimes you just fail forward, right? So Matt does run in, gets the amp sniper rifle, looking for targets. Oh, misses the easy spawn kill shot. Seth's going to earn himself a chance to at least pull out a flak cannon and defend himself. There's one big flak ball. Ooh, almost hits him with another, and he doubles back on him. Seth with a chance here to take him out, and he does. And he goes down on the shield belt over here. Chris takes him out from below, and Matt somehow ends up with the shield belt. Matt right now is just Johnny on the spot, even when he dies. The domino's just falling in his favor. Of course, that was good communication and nice work by Chris as well. A lot of times what looks like luck in TDM is really all about teamwork and coordination, so definitely credit them there. We saw a couple of situations like that on Canon, so definitely see LATAM continuing to gel and really showing off some of that coordination. So we're going to see Matt running in, trying to knock him off of that 100 armor. Doesn't get there in time. Oh, and he kills himself with the flak ball. Seth able to take that armor, knock him off, and then you saw Seth get the kill on Chris as well. So 2 quick kills by Seth. Chance to try to fight off Matt. Matt's actually going to be aggressive, get that kill. We have amp and belt spawning now. Oh, and the double kill by Matt, just being aggressive with rockets in mid. So hard to get away from that AoE. Matt's going to have armor and a chance to snag amp. Gets it first try this time. And tons of armor to back it up. So this could be a big opportunity to blow up this lead early on in this one. And a huge amp run there by Matt. And that's kind of indicative of this map, right? Like, there aren't any crazy mid-air headshot, multi-kill, highlight reel shots going on. It's just a close range. It's just a scrap. It's like when you used to play in warm-up mode with your friends and just get in each other's face with flak and rockets and combos. And when you get into those kind of scraps, oh, and the rampage there, the nice combo. Again, credit the teamwork right there. The communication, letting him know that he was diving through that window. Doesn't happen by accident. Chris, though, did grab that shield belt, so we'll have the 100 armor. And again, I'll point out, LATAM keeping just perfect control. They've been almost immaculate with their timing so far today. Right as I say that, Matt's timing is a little off, and he flaks himself in the face. But as far as the power-up timing, LATAM has had great control over that. This right here, I think the first amp that MOW has gotten their hands on, and Seth now, you see him take it back to that 100 armor. 100 armor spawns soon, so not a bad idea. Oh, and he actually runs away and allows LATAM to sneak around the map and grab it. Gets another kill, but you can see he's about 10 seconds ahead of that belt, and this has been part of the problem, is just not keeping consistent timing. LATAM, even when they lose control of the map, has had great timing and a clutch flak primary by Chris, just in position. Knew again the exact timing of that belt, jumped right on it, and of course hit the big shot too. I mean, hitting that midair flak like that, not easy with the high ping. Speaking of which, we got a little bit of time to take a look at the scoreboard. Pretty big damage differential. Look at the power up differential though. Not a single shield belt taken by MOW in a map where it spawns in the middle. Just indicative of the way this matchup has gone. LATAM has really been displaying solid fundamentals. I know we don't really talk about things in that type of sense in FPS a whole lot, but they're getting in position ahead of time. They're putting themselves in position to fight 2v1. You know, making life easier for them so that they don't have to shoot 50% sniper. They don't have to hit crazy shots constantly in order to give themselves an advantage. You know, when you go into fights with that extra armor, I mean, it makes a big difference. See Chris on the run, but Matt able to swoop in behind. Did take that shield belt. Amp is up. And this is about as long as I think this amp has sat here all game. Seth does go up top, so Seth, oh, and he misses the jump to it. This could be huge if Matt's able to get up top, snag that amp, and make a run with it. MOW had an opportunity there and just let it slip away. With the armor on top of that, this could be really where LATAM turns it on and puts it away. I know we're not even halfway through this one, but it just seems like everything is going LATAM's way now. Even when they do have a misstep or a mistiming or something, it seems like it's just working out in their favor. Ooh, almost a midair rocket. Eats a midair flak ball, so Webfaster not giving up there. And there's the kill, so Webfaster fighting his way back in with a flak ball and flak primary. Yeah, especially on this map, man, the flak can just, it gets you out of bad situations. And there's a couple quick kills by MOW, so we're about halfway through this one. It's a 20-point lead. Not going to be easy, but look at that. A few quick kills by MOW, and they're pulling back in. They've done this every map so far, though. They fought back in after LATAM took an early lead. The question is, can they sustain it? And can they maintain timing and power-up control while fighting their way back in? You know, it's a lot to focus on when you're trying to turn it on and be aggressive, but also keep your routes in order, also be on top of those spawns. Amp is up right now. Seth does keep timing of it, backs up and gets it, oh, and tries to escape. You see fighting all over that amp. It should still be on the ground. There it is. Seth's going to get control of it. Webfaster grabbing that belt, and that's, I think, the first belt of the game for MOW. Webfaster on a spree. Seth waiting for that 100 armor, so every pickup in the map just went to MOW, and now they're racking up some kills here, so don't go away yet. We still got 16 points to make up, 15, and plenty of time left on the clock. That was a huge turnaround right there. Still a pretty good lead for LATAM, but MOW taking their first steps towards closing the gap. Big combo there. Needs one more shot, though. Nice play by his teammate to pull out the finisher. Chris does finish him off there, and I think Chris took that 100 armor, so nice move there. Diving in versus Webfaster. He's probably going to go down. No, he gets the kill with the Enforcer, so big turnaround there. Chris Powa stealing the 100 armor, getting a kill with the Enforcer and single-digit health. They're going to try to track him down. Getting another kill. Chris probably should have died a couple of times there instead, able to take a couple points off the board. And yeah, you multiply plays like that a couple of times in a match, and that can be the difference maker. We do have Amp spawning in 10 seconds. MOW's been doing a much better job in the last couple minutes, getting their hands on power-ups, keeping LATAM off of them. Belt's not for a while. We do have Amp this time again, taken by Seth Dackham. If he can keep that up, grabbing that Amp, that alone would be a huge difference maker. Look at that damage coming out. Matt gets the best of him, but down to 63 HP, so he has to be careful. One snipe could take him down. Oh, the clutch sniper shot there. 8-1 flak ball. Gets the kill, and again, LATAM, even when they lose control, the power-ups know exactly when they're coming back. And another kill, this time by Matt with 5 HP. Perfect timing, so just keep that in mind. MOW, that big turnaround, they took every power-up on the map. They were on a roll. LATAM comes back and then does the exact same thing. They pick up every single power-up. It's not easy to do. You know, they kind of made it look like, oh, that's just the thing that happens. A lot of teams, when they lose control like that, they kind of scramble, they lose their sync a little bit. Even good teams that are in the lead like LATAM, oftentimes will take a couple of minutes to kind of regroup. LATAM right back on top of those power-ups, challenging them, taking them back, really preventing MOW from getting any sort of momentum going. And that's tough as MOW, you know, even if you fight back and take control of this map, you're going to have to fight tooth and nail over every single spawn. And they're doing just that, trading kills back and forth. Chris with a double kill there with the sniper rifle, though. And Amp is up. 100 armor will be up. 100 does go to LATAM, and they're in position for this amp. I think Chris is over by that lift. No, he gives it up, so Webfaster beats him to the punch, able to grab that and the belt. He doesn't have any weapons, though, and this is the importance of controlling the weapons in a map. Belt and amp going to him, and nothing to defend himself with. Link gun's not even up. Classic map control situation there. Even if you do give up power-ups, if you don't have any weapons, it makes life so much harder. Matt actually kills himself there. Chris takes out Webfaster. He'll have the amp for just a few seconds. And everyone now weak. Matt's the only one with anywhere near 100 health. He's actually rolling around with 130. Chris with a killing spree and the self-kill. We'll take a quick look at the scoreboard while we've got some time. 3 minutes to go, and MOW definitely doing a much better job in the second half of this game of contesting those power-ups and even controlling some of them. But the damage may have already been done. Such a big lead for LATAM at this point. I think they're just going to be running out of time. So this match actually reminds me a lot of Nitro in the 4v4 as far as just the back and forth, MOW occasionally getting control, LATAM staying focused when that happened, and then fighting right back and making runs of their own. So amp is up. One thing I have seen in this map, there's always been someone on amp. Sometimes in this map, amp is kind of out of the way. It's kind of difficult to get to. Sometimes teams will neglect it a little bit. Not this match. Amp hasn't been sitting around at all. These two teams both looking to be aggressive. Oh, and there's the killing spree. Chris looking to double up there. Score with the falling amp sniper. And another one. Huge amp run here by Chris to close things off strong. And I think that'll officially shut the door. So LATAM again, piling more points onto their side, climbing those rankings today. They still have 2 best-of-3 duels. Matt playing 2v2 means he won't be in the duel portion, so we'll probably see Crytek first up. And I guess Plasma second. Matt closing things off on a rampage again. Look at that scoreboard by Matt. Over 6,000 damage from Matt. That's a big, big number, even for 2v2. 48 and 19. If he can get to that 50 kill mark, I mean, that would be a huge milestone. 50 kills just not easy to do in any game type. Maybe an insta-give. Maybe it's easier to do an insta-give, but just as any indication of how well he's played so far today. Put together long sprees, and he takes the piston though. Webfaster with the moral victory, and another one. Webfaster with the humiliation. And a third. Maybe he should have been doing this the whole game. Webfaster right now almost going on a killing spree using nothing but piston. Matt finally takes him out, and that'll be Matt's 50th kill of the game. Again, just a huge game by Matt. It's really been huge all day. You know, kind of indicative, again, sometimes they'll throw him into the 2v2 to try to secure those points. So these guys are done for the day. They can take off now and watch their teammates try to finish things off strong. Good games all around. LATAM taking another point in this matchup. We've got the best-of-3 duels back-to-back coming up next. So I'm actually going to take a quick break right quick as they get this first duel set up, but we'll be back with you in just a moment. For again, we still got 2 duels left for this, and then another matchup after that. Then I'm going to switch it over to Dusik for match 4 today, so stick around. All right, we do have a server up. We'll be there in just a minute. Kicking it off, looks like it is going to be Crytek for LATAM. No surprise there. We'll see who jumps in for MOW here. Should be bringing the first duel of this matchup in just a couple of minutes. All right, looks like we got players in the server. Looks like Ponex for MOW versus is Crytek. Again, if you're joining us for the first time, it's going to be the first duel of 2 in this matchup. Every matchup, 5 total points on the board. The duel will be best of 3, so I'm guessing they're not going to split hubs in this matchup since it's Europe versus South America. No telling whose map pick this is. When it comes to deck, you never know. Half the players love it, half the players hate it. All right, here we go. Players are ready. Here is your countdown. 3, 2, 1. And it's game time, baby. ConX5 bringing you the first duel between these two teams, LATAM versus MOW. LATAM so far taking the first 3 points in this matchup in the team deathmatch portion. Ponex here trying to catch him, diving for that 100 armor. Gets him with 1 rocket. Has to be careful, though. That's when you give up those jump boots, you give up that maneuverability. But Ponex stays patient, catches him on the way down, and Crytek with the Enforcer follow-up kill, gets the revenge. Trying to catch him up top, pings him once. That will be enough to get a clean grab of that 100 armor. He might be delaying that 100 armor now to throw the timing off. Ponex was so far away, may not have heard him grab it. So when he goes back for it next time, might not be there. See Crytek here, has the sniper in his hands. Just soaking up health vials. Ponex going to do the same thing. You had the 50 around that backside and a few vials. Nice job by Crytek keeping timing of those jump boots. You've already seen that those jump boots can be huge for positioning and big combo. Now he's trying to predict which way he's going to go. Almost dives down to the pit. Crytek has those boots, and look at how important those boots are for just getting himself out of trouble here. It can be such a dangerous spot. That combo just misses. May have gotten him a kill. Right now, both players looking to get in position for that belt. Crytek scares him into the juice and takes it, and now 100 armor on top of that. So Crytek looking great right now early on to try to extend this lead up 2-1 early. See Shock versus Sniper. Oh, and he pulls out the flak and actually does quite a bit of damage with it, but of course Crytek built such a huge armor stack there. Of course, this being a map that has 2 shock rifles, 2 sniper rifles, you're going to see a lot of that hit scan battling going on, wide open mid, but lots of fighting in that pit. That's when you see the rockets and the flak come out to play. There's some nice shock primaries there by Crytek. Has them just completely lined up. And really that right there is the luxury of controlling all of the armors. So Crytek stood in there. He didn't actually shoot particularly well there. He missed quite a few shots, but he had so much extra health and armor. He knew that if he got shot a couple times, he'd still be fine. And that is what you get when you control the map. You can miss a couple shots, make a couple mistakes, and still come back. See him already looking for the spawn kills. Very comfortable with the map. And this is one of those maps. If your opponent gets on top of you, it can be very, very difficult to fight back into it. Crytek just running the map right now and looking for some spawn kills. Once he gets 1 kill, he wants 2, 3 off of it. This is a map that is kind of uniquely designed in that way. You can see so many spawns right from mid. You heard him grab those rockets, looking for another kill. There's it. It's the first sniper. Rocket's going to miss him despite the lock on in the mid-air. Headshot by Crytek. Takes him out. Still got some time, and this is what I like to see. So Crytek knew that that belt wasn't going to spawn for 7 more seconds. He heads over to catch him, going down off the spawn, then goes back, grabs the belt just in time, not sitting on that belt for 4 or 5 seconds like sometimes you see players do. Leaves you so vulnerable and wastes so much time. You got to constantly be building some sort of advantage. And look at that, up to 190 HP, and this will top him off. 199 over 150, and that's just highly efficient play. Not just getting the kills, but really controlling that map. And this is going to be a tough spot. Now, in another headshot for the Rampage. Ponex basically has to kill Crytek like 3 times in order to take him down now. There's another kill by Crytek, just firmly in control. I mean, look, not shooting an absurd amount as far as like accuracy goes. Not hitting everything necessarily, but putting himself in position to take easy shots and have a huge advantage with the health and armor. And that's been the difference so far. I mean, when someone is just running these armors, it can be so hard to break into it. Oh, would have been another kill with a combo there. And Ponex has had his opportunities here with those combos. If he had hit that one, may have really taken him down. Crytek now's in a situation where one big combo, one big 3-pack of rockets can really put him in the danger zone. But again, perfect timing, scooping up armor. He's holding all of those vials as well. He's basically conceding that back half of the map. The 50 armor, the high shock rifle. He's keeping vials, 100 armor to his back, constantly stocking back up on them. And then it's just a matter of hitting prediction shots. And Ponex's problem here is even if he trades shots, it's going to be at such a huge disadvantage. He really needs to catch Crytek peeking, needs to catch him trying to, to be aggressive and ambush him or something. Very difficult though. Again, when your opponent has 3 to 4 times your health and armor, just a really uphill battle here as we approach the halfway point. Oh, Crytek missing that piston. Could be a big chance, and Ponex just unable to connect. He's had him in tricky situations. Oh, and another one. They both fall down into the slime, and there's the dominating by Crytek. Missing the jump again, but once again, just the advantage of having so much extra health and armor. Just not even worried about falling into the slime like that. We'll take a quick look at the scoreboard. You can see not a single 100 armor or shield belt for Ponex. If it gives you any idea of how difficult of a time he's had just trying to establish himself here. Close range flak, finisher with the link, and Crytek took some damage. He's down to 0 armor. I don't think he's been below 100 health since the opening couple minutes of the game, though. Just been all over this backside, or the 100 armor side of the map, I guess, the pit half, if you will. Oh, and finally down under 100 armor, so drops, or under 100 health, drops right down onto the armor, and in perfect position to grab those boots and get over to the belt. You can see him anticipating the challenge. Actually guesses wrong there, but look at that combo, knocks him into the slime again, and Ponex, for the 3rd time, gets knocked down from that shield belt. And we're seeing some patterns here in Crytek's play, but not enough time for Ponex to adjust. And there you go. 9 vests, 6 belts to 0 and 0. You completely saw the strategy by Crytek in play there. Really nothing super outlandish or weird or exotic. Basically conceded half the map, held the other half, always had his back to the wall, his face to his opponent. And at that point, especially when you take the lead, it was really up to Ponex to try to come up with some answer, and just really didn't have time to adjust there. So it looks like they're going to move hubs, go over to the NYC one, so we'll wait for that match to pop back up. And you can see Plasma, I guess, warming up. Again, he will likely be the second dueler for LATAM since Matt played in the 2v2. Well, looks like we've got the game up. Let's try to join it.
Hail to the king, baby.
So it looks like we're going to play map 2 here. And we will be on solo kicking off right now. Players are ready. Here is your countdown. 3, 2, 1. And it's game time, baby. Connex 5 bringing you map 2 between Ponex and Crytek. Crytek running things on map 1 on deck, but this is a much different map. We'll be on solo from map 2. Ponex trying to force a tiebreaker. Crytek trying to lock up the 4th point of the matchup for LATAM. So right off the bat, a little bit of back and forth. Ponex actually coming out on top with the armor grabs. We do have 20 seconds till the belt spawns, so a little bit of back and forth here. Nice sniper by Ponex to fall away, and another one. Ponex now down to 5 HP as he took a combo, so both players one shot away from death. Ponex getting to that belt a little bit early. We'll see if that costs him here, as Crytek was able to get up to 85 HP. Ponex had time to back up and get those health packs, and instead a little bit of a misstep there with his timing. That allowed Crytek to heal up, go on the attack, and kill him, and then grab that belt. And that was a big grab early on by Crytek, trying to establish himself. There's an early combo, excuse me, a big combo. I'm gonna say early on, again, Crytek with the lead. Oh, and a spawn right in front of him. Ponek's gonna be in trouble here. May go down again before he even touches a weapon. So 3-0. Already a minute and a half into this one. So Crytek right now, you see what he's trying to do. Sneak up on him. We'll take a look. You do have the shield belt up, so actually Crytek, interesting move to kind of slide around late. Oh, and he catches Ponex just a little bit late for it. That was basically a foot race to that belt. So maybe a little bit of a difference in positioning there. I mean, 2 steps away. There's a nice flat ball to defend himself. So Ponex there, big spike damage. Able to keep Crytek at bay, and does pick up some armor. So Ponex now with an opportunity to maybe get something going. He's got a shock rifle in his hands, a little bit of armor. Just looking for some damage. You see him tracking down Crytek. There's an 84 damage combo, so both players pretty even on health and armor. 100 armor is up. There's a big combo, pushes him right past it, and the finishing shot with that flak ball, and there's the respawn right in front. Ponex needs to convert this, and there it is, another flak ball. Still 10 seconds till the belt spawns. This is what kind of cost Ponex last time around, as he got over to that belt a little bit early. This time snags, I should say, the shock rifle, grabs that belt, and that was a much better play on that. I think he was able to pick up some resources, even if it was just a matter of keeping that shock out of the hands of Crytek, and another flak ball by Ponex. Be finding himself a new favorite weapon for this matchup. There's another flak ball. He's predicting very well with it. And there's the combo from behind. Ponex pulling back with N1. So 100 armor will be up in 3 seconds. Ponex sliding through it a little bit early. I'm not sure if he doesn't quite have timing. He should now, and that should give him the ability to, again, use his time wisely, play the map a little bit. Oh, Crytek, though, with a nice ambush combo. Evens out their health and armor stacks a bit. You got 5 seconds till this belt spawns. Crytek trying to zone him off of it, doing a pretty good job with those combos. Ponex does a little bit of damage himself. Both players are pretty weak, but Crytek snags that belt. It's going to allow him to be aggressive here. Takes 90 damage, and a big combo, though. Ponex baits him into the chase. That was a nice combo there, pretty much to protect himself, but also gets the kill. That'll earn him 100 armor, and now he can try to track him down again. Maybe have an opportunity to take the lead. Oh, nice. Turn down rocket. Ponex, though, down to 38 HP. Crytek has 81. They're both going to back up and try to stack up a little bit more before fighting. Tie game halfway through this one, so we are dead even so far. 10 seconds till this belt spawns. It's going to be again on Ponex to figure out what to do with himself while waiting for it to spawn. He's picking up ammo, but I'm surprised not to see him go up and grab those health files. Those can be so critical. Scooping those up periodically. We've seen players get all the way up to 199 health in duels on this map because there's so many vials that you can build into your rotations, build into your routes, just like that. Flak ball misses. We've seen him do great work with the flak ball in the last few minutes on this map, predicting where Crytek was going, making him take damage as soon as he turns the corner. Crytek here has been able to fight his way back into it. You see him 130 over 100, so Ponex took control of the map, even it back up. Crytek trying to build something back up, and this fight over the next belt could be critical. Big rocket into Ponex by Crytek, and now he's going to have to decide if he tries to stand in there. He's trying to escape. Crytek takes him out. Still 10 seconds till the belt spawns, though, so Ponex will have a chance to challenge it if he can get a weapon or two. There's a flak. Pretty much even with damage back and forth. Rockets up top. And you see Crytek with a smart move mid-fight going for that belt. Gives him a lot more opportunity to tank some damage. And there are the smart rockets. Taking it out, looking for the respawn. Not going to happen. And the lead is time 2 now by Crytek. See, the flak ball's coming out. These are the shots Ponex was hitting that brought him back into it. Ooh, big rockets coming out, and there is the finishing blow. Crytek staying aggressive. More importantly than that kill, maybe, the fact that he got it while taking 0 damage. That's going to allow him to maintain his aggression, and with only 3 minutes to go, being up by 3 is huge at this point. Another shot to his back. And there it is. Crytek trying to put it away, up by 4 now. Completely in control of the map, and look at that timing on the belt. Going to be very difficult for Ponex to really get in there and try to force a map 3 at this point. Crytek in great position to close this one out. Nice combo through the window. Crytek just begging Ponex to chase him down. He does, and that'll be a spree, and that'll be a 5-frag lead. That may be the one that puts it out of reach, as Crytek, not just in the lead, but also very, very stacked up right now. Not a bad idea by Ponex trying to break him down with Link Gun. This is a map where it can be kind of difficult to get away from Link. Unfortunately for him, much like on deck, Crytek has that luxury of taking quite a bit of damage and still being able to be aggressive, because he had such a health and armor lead. Another belt going to Ponex this time. So you can see Crytek through most of the match really dominating the belt, although 100 armors have largely gone to Ponex. I mean, he's done a pretty good job of trying to balance out power-ups, although we have seen him a couple of times with belt losing the exact timings a bit. Oh, Rockets versus Flak up close. He gets broken down. Ponex with the kill. With a minute and a half to go, though, can he string together 5 straight kills? It's going to be very, very difficult on a map like this. Oh, big combo up the lip. There's another kill on Crytek. If he can find the spawn, he can try to make this interesting. He's really low on time. Oh, he had him in just a split second late. This is a map that's very complex. Lots of ways to escape, to put distance between your opponent and yourself. Also, lots of ways to ambush your opponent, though, if you can predict them. It's sort of a jungle gym map. Oh, he has him up close, but there was 20 seconds or so taken off the clock during that chase. Oh, and a nice job with the alt fire from the Pistons, slowing that shock ball down so he could grab that belt safely. And I think Crytek here ate enough time on the clock to secure this victory. Two nice snipers there by Ponex, not giving up despite the timer down to 20 seconds. I think that's going to do it. So LATAM will take their 4th point in this matchup, going into the last duel of this matchup. Last duel of the day for them. MOW will be back in action with back-to-backs. They got a doubleheader today. So there you have it. One more duel to play between these two teams. We already saw Plasma in a server. I'm not sure where they'll be playing. We'll keep an eye out for that. All right, well, while we're waiting for that match to go up, I guess we can take this opportunity to take a quick peek at our schedule. Again, this is Masters of War MOW versus LATAM right there. Right after this, we'll be bringing in Mesa versus MOW. Again, doubleheader here for Masters of War. And then to close the night off, we've got LATAM versus All-Stars. Dusick will actually be joining us again for that one, taking the late match for you. So remember, we will be swapping back over again, so don't be alarmed if the stream goes down for a few seconds. Just keep that in mind. I'll remind you later, but there you go. 4 matches today, and of course, a whole array of matches again next Sunday. We're about halfway through our season. Of course, UTProLeague.com will have all of that information for you. Take a quick peek at the rankings as well. Even give it a nice refresh. So you can see right now, LATAM kind of middle of the pack, but their match still finishing up. They'll have quite a few more points on the board. That'll push them up quite a ways. Of course, we have Mesa Gaming playing MOW right afterwards. SOW not putting any points on the board today. Saints and Sinners continuing their perfect run of the season, but SOW looked pretty good against them, it must be said. And of course, Baguette, the team that underwent a name change, and actually a logo change. That's something we'll get updated soon. Kind of a hot off the presses kind of situation. So don't worry, we'll get our loading screens and everything updated for Baguette, and make sure we're representing their brand appropriately. I hope they've got their pro gamer jerseys on, right, with the baguette across the front. All right, we do see a game hosted by Plasma on Bone, so we're going to jump into that, and we will wait for these players to get ready to go. All right, looks like they changed hubs on us, but we still are on Bone for map 1. Looks like we've got Fast Break versus Plasma closing out the day for these two teams. Of course, MOW going to do it all over again versus Mesa Gaming coming up right after this one. So if I soak these peaches in tea, they become infused with tea and they become caffeinated. So now when I'm done with it, I have caffeinated peaches. Kind of a Tamako situation, isn't it? I wonder if this is something I could market. If anyone's got any extra venture capital money they want to throw my way, let me know. Maybe I'll start a Kickstarter for it. So I guess we can take this opportunity to talk about this map for anyone who's maybe wondering where the hell this map came from. Actually, UT3 original. In fact, it wasn't even a stock map. A community-made map that gained in popularity a little bit later in the lifespan of UT3. So something a lot of folks maybe have never even seen. Obviously, players who are playing in UTPL have some time on the map at this point, but it is a remake. It's not original. Again, we bring in maps from all over the series. Everything from Deck, which we saw earlier, one of the original multiplayer maps in the Unreal series, all the way up to stuff from 2K4, UT3, even stuff that's original, kind of running the gamut. And this one being a very, very small and very fast-paced map. Map knowledge is huge on this one. We will see how they compare right now. Here is your countdown, 3, 2, 1, and it's game time, baby. Connex 5, bringing you the last duel between MOW and LATAM. We're here on Bone. Extremely fast-paced, very high-scoring map. All about trapping the player down and really getting on top of them. And we've seen so many runs on this map where someone gets a kill, turns it into 3, 4, 5 in a row, and then the other player breaks control and does the same right back to them. Both players now under 50 HP. Plasma backs up into that 100 armor. See what he can do to try to cut him off. There's one rocket. There's another, but damages himself in midair, so gets the first kill, but only 19 HP off of it. You can see right now, Fast Break actually doing a great job making himself scarce. Not letting Plasma get right back in his face. You can find yourself cornered without weapons very, very quickly in this map if you don't know your way around it, don't know how to escape. Coming off a spawn, you have to keep some distance between your opponent and yourself. That way you can regroup and really stock up again. Fast Break did a great job of that. Now he's in his face with Flak. Flak can be so huge on this map. There's so many tight little areas where you can get cornered. Plasma, though, backs up with the shock primary, able to take him down. And there it is, the spawn. Not kill, but does a ton of damage, down to 11 HP off the spawn. It's Fast Break. Plasma chasing him down, but he's going to eat some Stinger Fire for his trouble. Oh, Fast Break has the sniper, has an opportunity to do some damage, and just misses. That'll allow Plasma to back up into that armor. Finally hits him with a sniper, but a little bit late for that situation. There's some flak coming out Oh, a flak ball just whizzes right by Plasma's face. That may have gotten a kill if it hit direct. Instead, lines up that shot, looking for a spawn kill here. Not even interested in that armor. Belt is up, so he'll be in position for that. And already a 3 frag lead here for Plasma. Oh, the nice double snipe there by Plasma. Getting up top. The high ground just so critical in this map. Ooh, nice combo from behind. Plasma down to 6 HP. He'll be on the run now. Fast break chases him down. And only a 3 frag lead. Can he get back control of some of these power-ups? Oh, Plasma answers right back with a sniper shot. We saw Fast Break trying to do that himself earlier in the game. Able to get some weapons off the spawn and just couldn't quite hit the shots he needed to. He's got 10 seconds till this belt spawns. Is he going to try to knock him off of the belt? He's still got 20 seconds till the 100 armor. Will Fast Break have a chance? Try to knock him off. He goes for it, but only some link coming out. Does a little bit of damage. Plasma down to 78 over 70, but does manage to stand in there and get the kill. He'll be on the hunt now off the spawn. There's another kill up to 7-1. And these spawn kill conversions so far really making the difference. Oh, Fast Break missing an opportunity for that 100 armor. And there's the flak ball. Plasma makes him pay and then grabs it right behind him. It's a little bit of peekaboo down the hallway there. Neither player really landing much. Oh, there's a key sniper there on Plasma by Fast Break. Turns him around down to 4 HP. Immediately gets that health, but one more shot could take him out. Fast Break only has 30 HP. He's going for it all right there, but misses the shot and gives up that 100 armor. And there it is, Plasma. Look at that awareness. Grabs everything in the map. And now 89 over 150. Fast Break running around with 30 HP. And really nothing he can do, but that headshot comes through. Puts him down to 49. And now Plasma on the run again. One shot will take him out. Fast Break with 6 health. And both players just brawling right now. Unfortunately for Fast Break, Plasma's been running the map with the health and the armor and just constantly stocking back up. So even though Fast Break hitting some big shots, just unable to finish him off. Oh, and the spawn right in front of him. That might be GG. You saw him either catching his breath or perhaps typing. We're halfway through this one, 10-1. And the mid-air rockets. Plasma on a roll right now, extending this lead up to 10, looking for more. And this is the map where you can't really slow down. You can see how fast you can get kills off the spawn. So when you have that ability, you don't slow down. You have to constantly keep your foot on the accelerator because there's any time left on the clock, your opponent's going to have a chance to do the same right back to you. There is the concession, all Plasma in this one. So map 1 going to LATAM. 1 map away from the sweep. We will have a chance though for Fast Break to try to take map 2 and force a tiebreaker. He's going to do a quick restart. So I'm going to take a quick water break. We'll be back with you in just a minute to continue this duel and close out this matchup. Again, MOW not going anywhere. They got another match right after this with Mesa. And then, of course, got our closing match today. Dusik will bring that to you. We'll cover all that after this map, but right now we're going to let these two get resettled, get this match started again in a couple minutes, and we'll be right back with you.
Hail to the king, baby.
All right, we are back in the server, just waiting for Fast Break to rejoin. Again, he had to do a quick restart there, so looks like map 2 will be on ASDF. And we'll be ready to go here in just a bit. All right, looks like we rehosted and we are back.
Hail to the king, baby.
So again, Fast Break just gonna restart real quick. Should be back in here soon. Plasma taking map 1 on Bone. We're gonna be on ASDF after this one. Fast Break joining. Here we go. Should be getting started here shortly. So last chance for MOW to try to put some points on the board. If he can take this, he can force a map 3 Plasma. Trying to give his team their 5th point of the day. All right, players are ready, and we are kicking this one off. Jumping right back into it. Plasma versus Fast Break. Here is your countdown. 3, 2, 1. Man, it's game time, baby. Connex 5 bringing you the second map of the last duel between these two. Plasma taking map 1, trying to close things off. Fast Break trying to extend this match, earn a map 3 as a tiebreaker. Kind of a cautious start to this one. Both players taking damage early. First, Shock Rifle does go to Plasma. Shock can be a hugely important weapon, well, on any map really, but I feel like this map in particular, the ability to catch your opponent with combos around corners and over ledges and things like that, just the area denial. So important on this map. Close range link gonna be scary for Plasma to deal with. Fast Break actually backs off, a little bit surprised there. He had a bit of a health and armor advantage. He had him down low with a link gun on him. Now he's got him cornered. He's gonna come up top and face some rockets. Does some early damage, almost catches him midair, has another shot, and this could be a huge fight. Plasma wins it. Oh, I think he bounced on top of his head, and then Plasma threw some rockets on the ground, killed him, and then grabbed the shield belt. Fast Break, smart play to circle back around and grab that 100 armor. So only a 1-0 lead by Plasma early on. You can see this map in particular going to be a little bit slower paced in the beginning. Rockets coming out early. Kind of surprised not to see these guys trying to hit a big engagement shot before diving in. Plasma right now just getting in his face with rockets. Fast break answering with Link. What I fully expected to be a lot of poking, a lot of shock and sniper kind of long range fights before somebody jumped in is really turning into be much more of a bar fight here. These two are just brawling at this point. Fast break gets a shot into Plasma's back. They trade some damage here. Neither player's super weak. Oh, that'll put them both down. And Plasma now down to 11 HP, gets the kill with the rockets throwing behind him. And now if he can get over to that 100 armor, that would be a huge grab, but he takes a massive combo. And Plasma now hiding in the corner. He's got 18 health. He's just listening. Trying to defend himself, and there is the patience. Fast break snuck all the way around. Shot him in the back. Pulling back within one, and a chance to catch him off the spawn to tie it back up. Nice shots there by Fast Break. Looking for him off the spawn. Again, another map, though, where you can guess your enemy's spawn correctly. You can churn out multiple kills very quickly. Oh, a big combo. Again, the prediction combos can make a difference between winning and losing entirely on this map. 2v2 or 2-on-2. 2-2-2. We'll put it that way. It's much goofier way to say it. So 2-2-2. And I'm actually kind of curious. Okay, I was about to say Fast Break was being extremely aggressive there, and I was like, is he just going to go all in here? Is he going to... But no, he does do a little bit of damage, backs up. Plasma still with 106 health, and fortunately for Plasma, able to grab that 100 armor because he came away with that little victory in that fight. And Fast Break diving over to the 100. I don't know if he realizes that the 100 is still 15 seconds from coming back. Plasma has complete control, and a bit of a timing error there by Fast Break, I think. That's going to give the lead right back to Plasma, in control of the map at the moment. We do have 10 seconds till the belt spawns. 100 armor's up, and Fast Break will get a clean grab of that. That could allow him to try to chase Plasma off of this belt, and he does get the kill with the shock rifle and the belt. So that was a huge grab by Fast Break. Ties it up. Now in control of the armor, but he needs to grab some health before he engages too hard. So here's an opportunity by Fast Break. Oh, almost caught him from below with a combo. Didn't complete it. 100 armor is up. This is going to be a game of chicken. Who's going to die for it? One big combo. Big rocket by Fast Break. Going to take down some of his health right before he grabs it. Looking for the splash damage off the ceiling. Does a little bit of damage. So Fast Break here can be aggressive. Plasma's on the run. We're about halfway through this one. Still drawing dead even. And Fast Break right now just looking for something to connect. Oh, nice. Shock primary right there. Just guessing where he's going and aiming and hitting those shots around the corner. But Plasma's going to soak up 50 more HP. And 100 armor's up. Another belt goes to Fast Break, but didn't actually really utilize the last one. So he's kind of pushing him around the map a bit. Taking that 100, though, is huge. Takes a massive amount of damage from the rockets, however. So Plasma does a great job of negating that power-up. Oh, and Fast Break's going to dive in here. This is dangerous. He actually has a lower health and armor and eats some rockets and Plasma. What a huge turnaround right there. Plasma just baited him, just dared him to jump in. Took him all the way back down from having 150 armor to killing him. Gets another kill off the spawn. And then another one is Fast Break, maybe a little bit frustrated. Thought he did more damage than he actually did. Trying to take him down with that Enforcer, and now a 3 frag deficit with 4 minutes to go. Fast Break here, trying to get the piston kill. Does almost get it, actually. Did he actually hit him there? Kind of pushed him back a bit. Oh, going for the home run. Not hitting it, and that's usually a sign that someone is out of ideas if they're going for that piston. He does get the sniper rifle. And there's actually one nice shot there, and Fast Break does earn himself 100 armor, so still really every opportunity to shoot his way back into it. He can hit just a few key shots. Plasma taking sniper fire. Fast Break has him on the run. Needs one more shot. Oh, pulled out the link. Maybe a split second too late. Plasma only 20 HP. Any damage from that link would eat him alive, but he does get 50 more health in him. Surprised not to see the link alt fire come out. He was chasing him down with primary, but anything will kill him. Plasma down to 3 HP and Fast Break here. Finally gets him down from behind. So 7-4 now with under 3 minutes to go. Fast Break has to turn some of these kills into spawn kills. He wants to try to come back in this one. There's one big shot, catches him going up top. Still 10 seconds till the 100 armor spawns. I think controlling that shock rifle was the smart play. Oh, he eats a rocket for his trouble, though, and that's going to send him stepping back just a bit. Now Fast Break has to try to pick his spots. He only needs 3 kills, and he knows that 1 kill can turn into 2 very easily on this map. Eats another rocket, diving for that 100 armor. Plasma with 2 huge rockets over those last couple vest spawns. Both of those have been absolutely massive, turning Fast Break away when he otherwise could have been hyper aggressive. 20 seconds till belt spawns. 100 armor actually spawns before belt again, so Fast Break may just hang out and try to zone him off of it. Oh, but that combo by Plasma, hearing him jumping around up top. When you make that much noise, it's so dangerous, and I think that may be what seals the deal. Back up to a 5 frag lead, and more importantly, Plasma back in control of the map. Fast Break had put himself in position there. Would have been tight with not a whole lot of time on the clock. But again, Plasma finding himself in defensive situations has really done well this map. There is the concession. So Plasma going to come out on top 11-4. And that'll be a clean sweep. LATAM earning themselves 5 points in the rankings. Take a quick look at the brackets, or I should say the rankings page. And again, LATAM's going to be climbing these rankings with those points. MOW, though, will still have another match coming up after this. Remember, we've got MOW versus LATAM, and then Mesa versus MOW coming up in just a few minutes. Technically starts in about 7 minutes, so we're going to let them get their players organized and to get their servers and whatnot figured out. But good games all around by LATAM. Their day is not done either. MOW's got back-to-backs, and